live with another video, man. Yeah, I want to get up here, man, and the main topic of the day, I'm gonna talk about Chelsea Green and Gulia. But I'm gonna talk about other topics too of SmackDown. I'm gonna talk about SmackDown included all everything that took place because I saw clips of it last night. But I want to get up here and definitely give a shout out to Chelsea Green and man, talk about whether they're gonna book Gulia to defend the Women's United States Championship this time. So wait for some people to hop on, man, and I'll go ahead and get right to it. Wait for some people to come on in here. I see somebody in the building, man. Whoever it is, comment below so I know who you are. All right, so whoever in here, whoever this is in my whoever in here, comment below. I got somebody in the building. All right, so I see somebody watching my video. Comment below so I know who you are. We got two more people in the building. Y'all comment below, man, so I know who you are. Tend to have trolls and weirdos up in here, so I wanna comment, see who everybody is. If you watch wrestling or not. If you're a subscriber to my channel, hit the like button. All right. I see somebody watching my video. Have nobody to comment below yet. Ready to go ahead and start. And we got four more people in the building. Comment below so I know who everybody is. All right, what up, Devon Daily? All right, welcome to the chat, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Topic of the day, man. Well, first and foremost, big shout out to Chelsea Green. Big shout out to Chelsea Green. You know what I'm saying? She lost the title last night to back to Julia Hart. But I keep calling her Julia Hart. I meant Julia. She lost the title to Julia Hart. I like the fit is better. Anyway, she lost the title to Julia last night. But Chelsea Green has nothing to be ashamed of. She's a 2X Women's United States champion. So she has nothing to be ashamed of. There's more titles for Chelsea Green to capture. So Chelsea's going to be just fine. And being that Chelsea Green is one of my favorite female wrestlers, I definitely want to do this video and give her a shout out first. I wanted to give her a shout out. She definitely deserves it. So Chelsea Green, like I said, she has nothing to be ashamed of. So I'm pretty sure people gonna say that her title run was trash. Although they want me to say that about Jade Cargill, but this video ain't about Jade. But I'm pretty sure people gonna say that Chelsea Green title run was trash. And I can say the same thing. She couldn't help the way she was booked. But either way, being that I'm a fan of Chelsea Green, I definitely want to give her a huge shout out. Because who knows, she could become a 3-time Women's United States champion. So she might make a name for herself by constantly winning the Women's United States champion. Because this is her second title run. Now she's a 2-egg Women's United States champion. So she could go out by winning the Women's United States championship a whole bunch of times. And who's to say she won't go to Raw and eventually capture? Who's to say she won't go to Raw and eventually capture the women's IC title? I don't see no spider, bro. There's no spider behind me. I don't see no spider. You must talk about that gold thing, right? I don't know how you thought that was a spider, but whatever. So yeah, so like I said, man, big shout out to Chelsea for getting it done twice as a 2X Women's United States champion, although she lost the title back to Gulia. So shout out to Chelsea Green. I even did a short clip video of Chelsea Green on my short clip videos, and I tagged her in there to give her a shout out. So I want to give her a shout out again in this live stream. I want to give Chelsea Green a huge shout out in this live stream again. So big props to Chelsea on being a 2X Women's United States champion. So now let's get to Gulia. Okay, now that Gulia has won back the Women's United States champion, and I do like Gulia. So now that Gulia is officially a 2X Women's United States champion as well. The topic of my video, are they going to book Gulia to defend the women's U.S. title this time? That's the one thing I'm worried about now. Are they going to book her to win the title this time? That's my whole thing. I hope they get it right this time with Gulia. I hope they get it right. I hope they don't book her just to be defending that title just to hold that title just because. Book her to be a fighting champ this time. Get it right this time, WWE. Get it right. I hope they get it right. I hope they get it right with Gulia this time. Now y'all book her to win it back so you can make it right by booking her to defend that women's U.S. title. Book her to defend it. Her first title, her first time when she won the women's U.S. title, although I say she won it too soon and they did Zelina dirty, her U.S. title win was a complete bust. Cause I'm like, y'all was that quick to take the title off Zelina just to put it on Gulia and book her book her to barely to defend the title. And we all know how Gulia good it. We all know how good Gulia is in the ring. We all know how good Julia is in the ring, man. Come on now. We all know this. We all know this. I keep pronouncing it Julia Gulia. I think it's Julia. I want to keep messing up her name, man. I don't like keep messing up people's names. Julia ain't it so boring, doesn't have character. But Julia can wrestle. She can wrestle though. She can wrestle. May not be the best promo cutter, but she can wrestle. So like I said, they need to book her to at least defend the women's US title this time. They need to book her to defend it. Get it right with Julia. This woman can wrestle. She's too talented not to defend that title. Now, can she work on her promos and all that? Yes, she can. Yes, she can. But that don't got nothing to do with her ring talent. That's the problem with a lot of wrestling fans. They rely on these wrestlers' characters too much rather than the wrestling. They rely on character too much. Now, no, don't get me wrong. Yes, can they be a great character? Can they have a great character and be a great entertainer? Absolutely. But at least have some in ring ability to show for it as well. Have some in ring talent to show for it as well, right along with your character and being a great entertainer. So yeah, man. Yeah, they rely on crowd reactions and character way too much nowadays. That's why the wrong wrestlers are being pushed. Exactly. Thank you, Devon Daly. Thank you. That's all they worry about is character wise. They rely on character and crowd reactions. That's not it. Just like I be saying, some wrestling fans shitting on Roxanne Perez, saying that she's trash and she's overrated. Always the first thing they know, what I'm saying, the first thing quick to come out of their mouth about Roxanne Perez by saying that she's overrated and she's trash and all that. And the first thing come out their mouth, she don't get a crowd reaction. Okay, what that got to do with her ring talent? What that got to do, know what I'm saying, with know what I'm saying, her ring talent? Not a damn thing. Even King Mike said it. Roxanne Perez gets no crowd reaction. Okay, once again, what that got to do with, know what I'm saying, her ring talent? What that got to do with her ring? What that got to do with her ring talent? Telling you. But them the ones they hate on. Gulia can wrestle. Gulia delivers. I hope I'm saying her name right, Gulia. So I hope, man, they book Gulia right this time. I hope they book her right this time. Now they put the women's United States title back in her hand, so I hope they book her right this time. I hope they don't screw it up. She needs to defend that title. He was also shitting on B Fab to talk about she's bottom of the barrel, but she's not given a chance to prove herself. Nah, B Fab is underrated. That's what I'm saying, man. B Fab is definitely not at the bottom of the damn barrel. She is not at the bottom of the barrel at all. This one, I've seen a lot of her matches. B Fab can deliver. That's what I'm talking about, man. Wrestling fans actually hate on wrestlers that can deliver, but the first thing they quick to say is they don't get a crowd reaction. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Yeah, she's just underutilized. Yeah, okay, I could agree with that. I could agree with that. But nah, man. So yeah, that's my whole point, man. So Julia need to get it right. Book Julia to defend the title. Book her to defend the title. That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. Jay gets all this fucking hype, but when you tell the truth about Jade Cargill being a terrible champion and she never defends it, they get offended. They get offended and want to throw the race car. Like one dude, I'm pretty sure you know who he is. His name Cool Koloff. He did a video about Jade Cargill talking about how racist fans be nitpicking about her and shitting on her title reign. How the fuck is we nitpicking when we tell the truth? But then to quit the then what he said was talking about she can't help the way she's booked. Okay, I can say the same damn thing about Tiffany Stratton, um, and Gully when she was first. I did a video talking about his ass. I did a video talking about him. Yeah, Cool Koloff did a video talking about how racist fan always nitpicking and bitching about Jade Cargill and talking about how she never defends the title. But you know what I'm saying? Talk about and then he said how she can't help the way she's booked. Okay, I could say the same damn thing about Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky when she was the women's world champion, and Gulia. I could say the same thing about those three. But they shitted on those three real bad. They shitted on those three and said their title run was trash. And I said to myself that Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky need to defend their titles. I even did a short clip video about it. I even did a short clip video about saying that Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky needs to defend their title more. And I know he was going in on them. But when it comes to Jade Cargill, no. We supposed to just shut up and just let her hold the damn title and not defend and not call out the obvious, right? That's the shit I be talking about. But he said we always bitching about Jade Cargill and nitpicking. No, you're always bitching about racism and always bitching when the ones like me call out the obvious about Jade Cargill. Knowing damn well we telling the truth, but you don't want to hear it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figure you have heard of them. That's what I'm talking about. When it come to Jade Cargill and you tell the truth about her title run, they quit to want to throw the race card and say she can't help the way she's booked. Okay, once again, I can say the same thing about Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, and Goody when she was Women's United States Champion for the second time, the first time. The same way cool callers want to say Jade Cargill can't help the way she's booked as the Women's World Champion. Like you know what I'm saying. Once again, I can say the same thing about Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, and Gulia. But nah, they can't handle the obvious. He can't handle the obvious. We tell the truth about how Jade Cargill don't defend the title. He gets offended, want to throw the down race card and say we're nitpicking and bitching. She can't help the way she's booked. Okay, once again, I can say the same thing about Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, and Gulia. They want to set the bar so low for Jade talent. Like, just face it, she's not that good. She's an entertainer at best. That's all she is. That's all she is. That's all. And look, man, listen. If people want to be a fan of Jade Cargill, that's cool. I don't care. But don't ask me, am I a fan of hers? And then you want to. Then when I tell you I'm not, you ask me why, and I tell you the flat out truth, and you get upset, you get mad, you get offended, and say I'm being racist, all that kind of shit. He also mentioned Bianca Belair and Naomi. I'm not a fan of Bianca Belair and Naomi, just like I'm not a fan of Jade Cargill. But I would tell the truth and say that Bianca and Naomi can actually wrestle and deliver, unlike Jade. I don't have to be a fan of a wrestler to give them credit, man, where credit is due. When it comes to these black female wrestlers, I said it before, and I'll say it again with my chest. A lot of these wrestling fans are sensitive, especially the black fans, especially the black wrestling fans. They're highly sensitive when it comes to these black female wrestlers like Jade, especially Jade Cargill, most of all. But Bianca Belair and Naomi included in Lash Legend, and Mercedes Monet, to say the least. But boy, these be the same ones that shit on Maxine Dupree. These be the same ones that shit on Maxine Dupree and say that she's going to get exposed as the women's IC champion by Becky Lynch. Say she's not going to keep the title long. She's going to get exposed. Her women's IC title run is going to be trash. They be saying all kinds of shit. They be saying all kinds of shit about Maxine Dupree. I mean, saying all kinds of fucked up shit about Maxine Dupree. Wishing her, wishing her at her worst downfall. Wishing her at her worst downfall as the women's IC champion. And that is facts on facts. That's a whole fact. And I know you're a fan of Jade Cargill, man. Listen, like I said, if anybody a fan of Jade Cargill, that's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who you support. But I'm gonna do my live videos and I speak my damn mind. You don't like what I say about wrestlers that you're a huge fan of? Listen, you don't have to watch my video. You can go elsewhere. You can go else. You can go elsewhere. You can go, you know what I'm saying, elsewhere and listen to anybody else content if they're a fan of Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Lashley, whoever you're a fan of, B-Fab, Mercedes Monet. Listen to their content if they're a fan of theirs. Because I'm well aware people may unsubscribe my channel due to the wrestlers that I'm a fan of and they're not a fan of, or wrestlers that I'm not a fan of and they are. I'm well aware to get subscribed and unsubscribe. So I know a lot of people probably can't handle the way I talk about my topics and what I say about the wrestler that they're a fan of. I'm well aware of it. That's just what it is. Let me check. You know, I don't do videos, man. To please fans. I tell the truth, and I say what I feel. You know, what I mean, I'm not here. I'm not. I don't do this, man. For likes and views and to a please to the crowd. To a please. No, no. I just tell the truth. I say what I feel. Yeah, we all can agree to disagree. I get that, but I'm not here to be like everyone else. I have my own mindset. You ready to try? Yeah, no, wait for it to cool off. All right. So, um, so yeah, man. So yeah, so I don't do videos, man, to please the fans, man, and talk about stuff that I want all of them to agree with me. If they don't agree, they just don't agree. You know what I'm saying? I have my own mind. I have my own mindset about the female wrestlers that I choose to be a fan of. Like Nikita Lyons gets all this damn hate, when in all honesty, she's really talented. She's really talented. So yeah, man, it's at this point, man. It's just at this point. I don't I didn't even see her on SmackDown last night. I thought she didn't ever show up. But yeah, like I said, man, Jade Cargill, she's only an entertainer at best. She's an entertainer at best. But if I say that, I'm being racist. I don't want to give her credit. But you got these same ones that hate on Maxine Dupree. Say she can only cut a half decent promo and talk about the stuff she do to crowd go crazy. Nah. People make stuff up about Maxine Dupree. But when you tell the truth about Jade, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. It's an issue when you tell the truth about her. It's an issue when you be honest. So I hope they book Gulia to defend the women's U.S. title this time. I hope they book her to defend it this time. And not book her just hold the women's U.S. title hostage like Jade Cargill is doing currently. So I hope that's what they do. So, man. So yeah, man, let's book Gulia as a solid women's U.S. Type champion this time. Y'all put the strap back on her. The least y'all can do is get the shit right. Get it right. Don't book her holding that title hostage and she does nothing with it. Cause in that case, if you're gonna put it back on Gulia, my fault, man. Okay, my fault. Yeah, my hand was on the speaker part. My fault. Like I said, if they book Gulia to win the title back. So the least they can do is book Gulia as a solid women's U.S. champion this time. A solid women's U.S. Champion this time. That's the least they can do. Get it right this damn time. Get it right. Get it right. Don't book her holding the title hostage like I said Jade Cargill is doing currently. Book her to defend it and be a fighting champion. Because if she book her again, not defend the title, in that case, Chelsea just should have went on ahead and killed the damn Women's United States title. But they put it back on Gully. So I hope what they do is to correct the wrong from the first time when she held the title and didn't defend it, but like maybe one or two times. Tiffany Stratton going to put who over? Gulia? Are you talking about Tiffany Stratton putting over Gulia? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Tiffany Stratton is a sport. Stratton is a sport. Because she put Jade over, although I didn't want her to, but I knew it was going to happen, so I won't tripping. I won't tripping about Jade winning the title. I won't tripping about it. And I didn't hate. I said I didn't wish her on the downfall. I said okay. Well, I did say this. I said okay. I believe. Now hold on. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna bet. I'm not gonna forget. I think I said that watch Jade Cargill title run probably be trash. But I said you know what? I'm not gonna say that just yet. I'm gonna give Jade Carter the benefit of the doubt. She might just defend that title. So I said I'm gonna see how it plays out with Jade being the women's world champion. That's what I said. I said I'm gonna let it play. I see how she be. You know what I'm saying? see if she defends the title. And what happened? She hasn't done anything with it since she's had it. It's been about 64 days, 64, 65 days she has not defended that title. But now that we call out the obvious, everybody's saying fans want to nick and big pitch. Cool call out saying the fans want to nitpick and bitch. And saying we're racist. We're not racist, man. We're not racist. You just can't handle the truth. You just can't handle the truth. If Jade Cargill was a fighting champion, although she's not the best wrestler in the world, then I say that. I say that. I'm not gonna hate on her. But that's the problem with these wrestling fans. They can't take criticism. I'm glad Chelsea Green lost. Okay. Like I said, Chelsea lost the title. I hope they get it right this time with Gulia. Bailey should put Gulia over. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm kind of against that because I don't want to see Bailey jobbing to too many people. And actually, Chelsea Green should go after the women's championship. That wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't. It wouldn't, because she's done won the women's United States title. I mean, she done won the women's she is already one half of the women's tag team champion, and she's a 2X women's United States champion. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad call to have Chelsea Green to go after the women's world title. Wouldn't be a bad call at all. That wouldn't be a bad call. Honestly, I think Chelsea could pull it off. I think she could pull it off. So that's what I think they should do. Hey, what's up, Emperor? That won't be a bad call. To me, Chelsea is ready for the world title picture. That's my opinion. I say she's ready for the world title picture. I got a video coming about that too later on tonight about Chelsea Green. I got another live stream coming about Chelsea Green later on. But but Chelsea Green winning her first piece of championship tag team gold with Sonya Deville, and she's the 2X Women's United States champion. That's good enough for Chelsea. That's good enough. They could push her on to the women's world title picture. So I'm gonna do a video about that later on tonight about Chelsea Green, being that she's lost the women's U.S. title. So so yeah, man, Gulli, they need to get it right. Have her to defend the title. She could defend it against people like Lash Legend, Nia Jax, some tough competitors. She can defend it against hell. She can defend it against Be fair. That'd be a pretty decent match. She could defeat. Yeah, that'd be a pretty decent match. Gulia versus B Fab for the women's U.S. title. That'd be a pretty good. That'd be a pretty decent match. That'd be decent. Gulia versus Mi Chen. You know, she could defend. You know, put it defend against Mi Chen. So yeah, man. You know, now who I would want her to drop. I talk about that another time. But yeah, they can run it back. Run it back. They can run it back with Zelina Vega too. But I'm pretty sure Gully would retain against Zelina. Yeah, run it back with Gulia versus B5 for the women's U.S. title. That match will cook. It could be a main event match. It could be a main event. But one of her toughest opponents for the women's U.S. title that she could defend against is Lash Legend. That'll be one of her toughest opponents yet. Hey man, you're entitled to on your opinion, you know, but don't know how long Chelsea Green gonna keep that other title, but like I said, as long as she wins the world title by itself, I'm all for it. So I'm a fan of Chelsea Green. Thanks, bro. So yeah, man, if they just book Chelsea Green, I don't care what nobody say. Chelsea Green is ready for the title picture, and that's going to be a video I'm going to do later on about Chelsea. So y'all be on the lookout. Turn your notifications so I can y'all give my takes about Chelsea. Yes, bro. Lash Legend is a damn monster. She is a monster. She is a beast, man. When she hit her opponents, man, she be hitting them with something terrible. Her Lash Legend punches are crucial, and her big boots are crucial. Nick Alderson said if Chelsea Green doesn't defend the U.S. title, she'll be stripped. Well, yeah. But like I said, man, now that they book Gulia to win it back, get it right this time. Get it right. Because I felt like Gulia was going to win it back anyway. Because they didn't end the feud. So if they're going to book Gulia to win it back, they need to get it right this time. She be Falcon punching and kicking the hell out of her. Yes, she does, man. Yes, she does. Lash Legend, man. She is a fucking beast. Not the biggest fan, but I would definitely give that woman her credit. That damn woman right there, Lash Legend is no fucking joke. She's she is no fucking joke. But yeah, man. So or what they could do is to twist things up. You know, I'm a fair shooter. I'm a fair shooter. What they could do to twist, what they could do to give us a swerve. Let's say Gulia gets to 100 days, or maybe a little past 100 days as women's U.S. champion, and they book Kiana James to turn on her. They book Kiana James to turn on her, and we get a story, and that's when Gulia goes after Kiana James. Gulia goes after Kiana James, and they book a story between those two, and that's how Kiana James can get her first title win by winning by know what I'm saying by winning. So I'm just being honest. They can make that into a story. Yes, she is. That's why I said, or that's what that might be the solution that they goes with is give Kiana James, not Kiana James, but Gulia a decent title run with the women's U.S. title, and they book Kiana James to turn on her. If Kiana James win it, but I want to see Alexa Bliss win the women's U.S. title. I want to see her win it. I want to see her win it from Gulia or Kiana James. Cause that mid card women's title, that mid card women's title is going to make Alexa Bliss an official Grand Slam champion. I don't know about that, man. I think Braun Breaker is taking that title from CM Punk. But all right, man, let's go and get into other topics about SmackDown. I'm about to wrap this up in a little bit. Um, well, Drew McIntyre crossed the line last night. She can, man. That's why I want Alexa Bliss as the next Women's United States champion. Cause that Women's United States champion or the Women's IC champion is gonna make her, the Women's US title or the Women's IC title will make Alexa Bliss an official Grand Slam champion. So I'm ready for Alexa Bliss to become an official Grand Slam champion. But I'm most of all ready for her and Charlotte Flair to feud. She feud her and Charlotte. She turns on Charlotte Flair and get her revenge on Charlotte Flair and get her first redemption match off Charlotte Flair by pinning her for the first time in her career. So then she wins her first mid card women's championship by and then become an official Grand Slam champion. Yeah, I know that. But so but Drew McIntyre, I got the Alexa Bliss action figure too. Drew McIntyre, he crossed the line last night. He really crossed the line last night, man. He crossed the line. He disrespected Cody like never before. But what I think is going to happen is Drew McIntyre is going to win the title. At this point, he got to. He got to at this point. This make his fourth child. This make his fourth time challenging Cody for the title. And this is a 3 stages of hell. And I think this is the way for Drew McIntyre to go out to win the title. They got to pull the trigger with Drew at this point. They got to do it. But he disrespected Cody terribly last night. Ultimate disrespect. Drew McIntyre doesn't give a damn. He doesn't give a damn. He don't care, but he do not care about crossing the lines. He don't care about crossing lines. He might as well walk out. At this point, he should. This make his fourth time challenging Cody for the title. So at this point, they're going to have to go with. I think they're going to go with Drew McIntyre to win. And it's 3 stages of hell. Yeah, like I said, he don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He do not give a damn, man. He's a savage. He disrespected Cody like never before. Took his picture of him and his dad, broke it up. Then he burnt the picture. So that's take a shot at his dead at a legend is that. Yeah, the dude's an animal. He does not care. But I'm thinking Drew is going to win the title this time. This is the only way they're going to have to go out. So we're going to see how that plays out. But Drew should be walking out the new world champion for sure. So Trick Williams appeared last night. He appeared on the scene last night, and him and Sami Zayn had a segment last night. Ain't gonna like that Trick Williams was looking clean as a whistle, man. He was looking clean as a whistle. So last night he appeared on the scene or whatever. So he also mentioned Cody, saying that he would go after Cody for the title if Drew don't get it done. But I'm believing Drew is going to get it done. Drew is getting it done this time. So if Drew wins it, which is I about know he is, that could set up a new and improved feud between him and Trick Williams, because we all know Trick Williams is cocky and arrogant as they come. He's cocky and arrogant as they come. Yeah, yeah, Trick Williams, he got that pimp character. He got that pimp character. So if Trick Williams don't go after Drew just yet, then we all know they're going to set up a feud. They're definitely going to set up a feud between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And I do like Carmelo Hayes better than Trick Williams, although he ain't one of my favorites. But I hate to say this, but when they build a story between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, Trick Williams is more likely to win the women. I mean, not the women's. I ain't say the women's, but the U.S. title. When they set up a feud between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams is more likely to walk out the new United States champion, and I think that's the solution they're going to go with. But before Carmelo Hayes lose the title, at least have him to beat Trick Williams at least one time. Dedrick Davis said black wrestlers should go on strike if they are not treated well. I don't watch his channel no more, man. He have great. I don't like I said. I don't expect for people to like to say things that like I don't expect to agree with everything they talk about. But what he said about Bret Hart, I said, okay, now I'm gonna stay away from his channel. I said, nah. But so I stay away from over there. But Drew McIntyre, then we got Randy Orton back. If Drew McIntyre wins the title from Cody Rhodes, which is I'm sure he is, then they can book Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for a third time, but this time the title is you know what I'm saying, is on the line. They can build a third story between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre for the world title. But Drew McIntyre retains. He has to retains. Now people may say Cody Rhodes, I mean Randy Orton would be the perfect person to dethrone Drew McIntyre for the title. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. But give Drew McIntyre a long title run with that title. Give him a solid title. Give him a solid title run. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So Carmelo Hayes, he went up against who did he wrestle last night? I think it was Johnny Gargano. And I want to say no winner was declared. No winner was declared in that match. I don't think no winner was declared. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's talk about one of the matches of the night. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. That was actually a solid ambulance match. It was pretty good. Zelina Vega tried to help Aleister Black wins, and Rhea Ripley was on the ambulance truck, and she stopped Zelina Vega. I know Mella retained, but I don't think no winner was declared though. But so when Zelina Vega tried to help Alistair win, she opened up the ambulance truck and Rhea Ripley was up there. Rhea was up there, so Zelina Vega took off running, retreated. She retreated, and Zelina Vega, Rhea Ripley ran her down to the ring and stopped her and hit her with the riptide, and that finished. And Damian Priest and Aleister Black finished off their match, and it was a solid match between the two. And Damian Priest came out on top, of course. He came out on top. So they both destroyed each other, but at the end, Damian Priest came out on top and won the ambulance match. WWE Library is off Peacock. Damn. So and last night we got the women's tag team match with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors, Lash Legend Nia Jax. Match was solid, but I want to say Rhea Ripley got the pinfall. Rhea got the pinfall last night, so we already know Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair is not winning back the women's tag team champions. So at this point, I'm ready for Alexa Bliss to finally pull the trigger on Charlotte Flair. And like I said, get her revenge on Charlotte. And when they feud for the third time and have their third match, the story ends with Alexa Bliss getting her redemption match on Charlotte by pinning her for the first time in her career and avenging her dog Lily. And to be on her resume that she's beaten all four of the four horsewomen, then she can move on from Charlotte Flair and eventually capture the women's U.S. title. And then she become an official Grand Slam champion. But in her feud with Charlotte, she teams up with the Wyatt Six, with Nikki Cross by her side, because we know Nikki Cross and Charlotte Flair don't like each other neither. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. I'm going to shut this thing down. Thanks everybody for sharing their comments and everything, whatnot. And like I said, man, get it right with Julia this time. Get it right with Julia. Book her to defend her title. Don't just book her and hold to get hostage for nothing. So with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.